Hi, welcome to Season 4 of Psychic Today. I'm your host, Jill Roberts. And this season, we're going to explore everything crystals, awakenings, the things that we've been going through the past year, and how to get out of the ruts and all of the craziness that has been 2020 and now 2021. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel, thank goodness. And we're going to talk about how crystals and energy can be transmuted to make us not only feel better physically, but spiritually and emotionally too. So, I hope you enjoyed this season. And please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to use the voicemail in the end notes to ask any. And I'll address all questions in a timely manner. Hi, and welcome to Season 4, Episode 1 of Psychic Today. Today's episode, I'm your host, Jill Roberts, and we will be talking about magnesite. Now, some keywords for magnesite is awakening the higher sensibilities, which is clair abilities, also known as the psychic senses. Opening to inner vision, which is another form of clairvoyance. Truth and bliss, which deals with how we're feeling. And listening to our heart. And that also extends to the heart chakras. There are 3 of them. But for now, we're just going to be concerned with the one heart chakra, the main heart chakra. The element of magnesite is storm. And the chakras in the physical body it affects is the third eye, which is the 6th, and the crown, which is the 7th. And these are the ones that will help you with mediumship, that will help you enhance your clair abilities, whether it's clairaudience, which is clear hearing, or clairvoyance, which is clear seeing, or clairsentience, which is clear feeling, kind of that feeling that we get in our gut, which is also known as intuition. But you can push through that to make it even stronger. When I do mediumship readings and I'm dealing with loved ones who have passed of clients, my clairsentience gives me the ability to feel how they passed, which is how I know how they passed. So that's just a stronger form of clairsentience. But there's a whole bunch of other different clairs. As many senses as we have physically, we also have what they call psychically, or in the clair, which is clear. Okay? So now, magnesite is a great stone to work with. I tend to use magnesite in meditation when I'm going into a trance or channeling, where I am channeling my angels, my spirit guides, lost loved ones for clients, or spirit guides and angels for my clients, depending on whatever I'm doing, or getting rid of entities. It's a magnesium carbonate mineral with a hardness of 3 to 4 on the Mohs scale. It occurs in a rhombohedral crystal and occasionally in other crystal forms. It's found granular, massive, and fibrosive habits. It forms in sediments, hydrothermal veins, and metamorphic rocks. It's frequently white, but it can also occur in shades of gray, yellow, or brown. Some of the finest crystalline specimens of magnesite come from the Minas Gerais, Brazil, which is also where that is the particular area where the Lemurian crystals form as well. According to Robert Simmons, magnesite is one of the most powerful stones for activating the third eye and crown chakras. The crystalline form is more powerful than the massive, which is often available in tumbled form. But as you know, I don't like tumble form stones. If possible, I get everything raw, because then their energy is much stronger and the stone will be stronger, and it will combine with your energy field and help you in the ways that the stone is going to, whatever its specialties are, will help. So the crystalline form is more powerful, which is often, available and tumbled, but both are very potent. Placing one of these stones upon the forehead and closing the eyes, you can expect to feel some sort of pulsing energy becoming stronger as the minutes pass. In some individuals, this will be followed by a feeling that one's closed eyes are crossing and looking upward toward the center of the forehead. Now, I've done this in every meditation for channeling that I have ever done from the beginning. Reading this from Robert Simmons is interesting because this is the first time I've read anywhere about that looking upward toward the center of the forehead. Sometimes it even feels like my eyes are crossing when I'm doing it, but it does bring in this very white light. So this is the beginning of the activation of the eye of the inner vision in the prefrontal lobes of the brain. If you continue to meditate with the magnesite in this way, waking dreams and little interior, what are called like movies, which is another form of clairvoyance, will come next. As one goes on, one will feel the energies more deeply in the skull, and there will ultimately be sensations of a vibrating energy link between the third eye and the crown chakra, which is at the top of the forehead. If one receives the full experience of this opening, there will come a moment when the crown blooms into the 1,000-petaled lotus. And this experience indeed feels like a flower suddenly opening at the top of the head. These openings are accompanied by feelings of bliss, and rather than a startling experience of direct knowing, which is another form of claircognizance, just knowing, clear knowing, it is as though information is simply pulled out of the air. Of course, working with magnesite by no means guarantees these experiences. You have to be ready and fortunate. However, most who are even a little bit sensitive to stone energies should feel the pulsating at the third eye. From there, the sky is the limit. Magnesite can help one in the process of self-reflection and can clarify inner seeing. It is something of a truth detector when one is doing inner work, and it can help one to see through the unconscious blinders that may keep one in a state of confusion. Kidding oneself is almost impossible under the influence of magnesite. Among magnesite's mystical properties is the awakening of the mind to communication with the heart. And this, in the last couple of years, has been extremely important because of the changes that we're all going through. And not just because of the global pandemic, but more and more people are waking up. And they're seeing things and hearing things and feeling things that they had never felt before. And it's awakening of the heart and the mind in connection, which always has to be there. So you have to kind of check your chakras. Make sure none of them are closed off. And you can feel it. You can feel if something's off in your heart chakra, if you have a wall around your heart. There's certain exercises that I can guide you through that will clear these blockages and just get you physically right in order to have these wonderful experiences. The heart speaks not in words but in yearnings, desires, and fleeting sensations of joy or pain. And for some reason, pain gets our attention a hell of a lot quicker than joy does. And we have to remember the joy in our lives, especially now. It's so vitally important. Don't let the pain be the one that gets your attention. With the law of attraction, what we think about and what we put out there is what is going to be reflected back to us. And the universe doesn't understand negatives. It doesn't understand, I don't want blah, blah, blah. it will see it as, I want more of what you're asking not for. So remember, when you're meditating, if you have negative thoughts come in, just let them pass. But if you're working with manifestation and the law of attraction, then definitely don't use negatives. I would like to do an episode on, I've done one in the past on the law of attraction, but I want to go back to the 90s and talk about The Secret. I also want to talk about what's not talked about in The Secret, which is why it's really not the secret, it's a half a secret. And how to properly manifest what you desire. And I'm not talking about, the cars or riches and stuff like that. Things that will not give you instant gratification, but will make your life so much better. Back to magnesite. Sorry, I diverted there. So when the heart is in communication with the higher mind, there can be sustained experiences of ineffable joy. Magnesite doesn't activate the heart chakra, but it does stimulate the part of the brain mind which can hear and respond to the heart's voice. If one uses magnesite in meditation, you are advised to give it attention to this potential. Ask the heart about what to do in regard to almost anything, and try to discern the tiny feelings which arise. The following the heart's prompting is the beginning of wisdom. And that's what we're all searching for, is the wisdom of the ancients, the wisdom of, cultures and civilizations that have had higher technology, that have reached out to us either through Lemurian crystals or certain crystals like this. We want to learn from past mistakes. We want to learn how to be more open, how to be more loving, how to be the best mother, the best wife, the best daughter, the best son, the best husband, the best partner, the best friend that we can be. Now, according to Naisha Shan, magnesite is one of those rare stones that can be considered a powerful overall activator of high-frequency resonance. And if something doesn't resonate with you, it's not going to work. So it's a strong storm element energy, and it has a direct effect on the brain. It promotes hemispheric synchronization and enhances brain function, which means it combines the right and left hemispheres of the brain, which is hard to do and extremely amazing, because you have then the logical and the creative part of your brains working in tandem. Magnesite's frequency range is usually suited to activating the pineal and pituitary glands and their associated chakras, the third eye and the crown. Because of its ability to stimulate those evolutionary energy centers in the brain, magnesite activates the psychic senses and enables you to reach higher states of consciousness. In fact, this stone conscious raising ability is so strong, it is best to use it in combination with grounding stones to ensure that its energy is channeled into the earth plane and utilized in practical ways for the highest good. Now, a lot of us want to just escape and be outside of our body, but we need more than ever to be grounded into the earth, to be grounded into Gaia, to be grounded into Mother Nature, whatever you want to call her. We need the grounding as well. And a lot of grounding stones are brown, black, dark color stones, earth tones that will ground you there. A lot of times my go-to are shaman stones when I'm channeling. They vibrate for me at a very high frequency. I hold a male in one hand and a female in another, and it just tends to vibrate my whole physical body and enables me to go into in a shamanic journey or a channeling session. But using stones like that with a magnesite on the third eye will enhance the experience exponentially. The clearer the magnesite crystal, the more powerful these transcendent states become. However, opaque crystals can be used effectively as meditative and healing tools, and their energies create a more effective bridge between the higher realms and the earth plane. Brown magnesite has a high iron content and can be used to ground the stone's high frequency energy at the cellular level. The lighter colors of magnesite work on the more etheric levels, allowing one to access one's guides more easily, receive guidance more clearly, and put the guidance into action more effectively. In addition to magnesite's spiritual properties, it's a wonderful emotional healer. Because of its magnesium content, it aids the emotional and physical bodies in relaxing and releasing. This is ideal for those who hold tightly to past grievances or who are emotionally rigid, as I'm sure we all must be feeling nowadays. Because it's been a year of kind of being cooped up, and it can do a number on your mind. So a regular practice of meditation, if you want to explore these stones that I'm talking about today, one of them is magnesite. Do that. Get out of the everyday routine. Find some time to yourself alone and do it. Do it laying down. Be comfortable doing it. Ground yourself with grounding stones and put the magnesite on the third eye. And close your eyes and see what happens. Don't try and make anything happen. Just lay there. If you fall asleep, you fall asleep. But, in the same sense, something wonderful will most inevitably happen. So it's a powerful teacher, this stone. And it gives you the principle of kind of letting go and letting God, if you've heard that expression before. It can help one release basic stress and let go of the need to control, manipulate, or emotionally overpower others. Magnesites help dissolve blockages and crystallizations in the emotional body. This is particularly useful for those stuck in grief or who spend time and energy reminiscing about the past. Magnesite offers vibrational support for those seeking balance between action and stillness and can help relieve resistance to the future. We all try and control what's going on in our lives, and we have to realize that we don't have control in what goes on in our lives. We have some in our choices that we make, but we can't hold on tightly to a vision of what our life is going to look like if we're young, or even if we're middle-aged or retired, or what this person should be acting like. We have to let go and release it and try not to control it and live in the present moment and see what happens. We can't control the future. And time is not linear. So if you keep reflecting on the past, the law of attraction is going to bring you those grievances from the past. So let's not do that. Okay? Spiritually, magnesite is purely transcendent and gives you purely transcendent experiences. It is difficult to beat the power of magnesite. Its ability to activate the psychics and clairsenses and stimulate one's capacity to receive and process information from the higher realms is an important gift. Magnesites help one focus these abilities so the information received is clearer, more concise, and more relevant to your life. While it stimulates your ability to connect with guides and evolved entities like ascended masters or angels or whomever, magnesite's energy assists one in tuning into the Akashic records and in the information contained in the soul group consciousness of humanity. Now, I do a whole long divine soul blueprint, which takes time and is quite expensive as one of my what I offer on my website and with my clients. But I do mini Akashic Record readings where I can tell you what soul group you're in and certain facts about where your soul started, basically, which is a mini blueprint, which is a lot cheaper, and the excess knowledge in the whole Divine Soul Blueprint you really don't need to know, like golden web tears and, all this other stuff that's really evolved, and you have to be you have to have a lot of knowledge about it. I mean, I could explain it, and I've done it with other clients, but it takes a very long session or a couple of sessions to do that. So the mini soul blueprint would be perfect for people who are starting their journey or in the middle of their journey who don't know a lot about this. So, being a carbon-based stone, magnesite allows you to access the genetic memory of humankind, including our starseed origins. That's included in the mini soul print blueprint as well. Emotionally, magnesite is a powerful emotional balancer. It is especially helpful for those who are under excessive stress or who are unable to release control. It can help emotionally rigid individuals find fluidity and expression of their feelings. Its frequency promotes joy and emotional harmony. It can help you to feel safer and more supported by the divine. Now, physically, magnesite aids the body in releasing tension or stagnation. It is helpful for the bowels, and it can be used in instances of constipation. It's ideal for muscle spasms, muscle adhesion, and chronic muscular tension due to stress. It can help relieve overly sensitive skin, fascia, or muscle tissue. It is good support for healing of fibroids and similar disorders, like endometriosis. Now, Naisha Shan has done an affirmation for this stone, and the affirmation is, I open my inner eye to the higher truth, and I awaken to my full potential. I'll say that again slower. I open my inner eye to higher truth. I open my inner eye to higher truth, and I awaken to my full potential. I open my inner eye to higher truth, and I awaken to my full potential. If you just say that affirmation in your mind while meditating with magnesite on your third eye, it will get rid of all the excessive thoughts that you have from your routine or what you have to do or later on in the day or tomorrow and what's going on in your life that's not right, and it keeps seeping back in. These affirmations are great if as a mantra to just keep saying over and over again in your mind. It will become kind of background noise. The negative thoughts won't get through, and the inner visions and the connection to the third eye and the crown will happen, and you'll start to see and feel amazing. So definitely get yourself a piece of magnesite. I always suggest going on Robert Simmons' website to buy his stones. They're not expensive. It's better than getting it from an unknown seller on Etsy or eBay or in a crystal shop. It's heavenandearthjewelry.com. I can't emphasize that enough. I have raw pieces of this. They also can be used in crystal grids. They're powerful stones, anchor stones, with the combined energies of any zestalites and moldavites and brookites and phenicites, which are not the zestalites so much, but the brookite, the phenicite, and the moldavite are quite expensive. But I do crystal grids as well for distance. you can also use in your crystal grids if you know how to use them and connect the stones in the proper way to enhance the energy of that anchor stone. So it's a wonderful stone to work with. It's a wonderful stone for opening up the third eye, the pineal gland, and your crown, as well as your heart chakra. And it doesn't let you lie to yourself. So I hope you've enjoyed this little information session on magnesite, and we'll be right back with cryolite. That's another one I think you will really enjoy. Welcome back to Psychic Today. I'm Jill Roberts, and our next crystal is cryolite. Some key words for cryolite is intelligence of the heart. I spoke earlier about how important the heart chakra is. Future stream, divine purpose, surrender, liberation, integrity, and spiritual truth. This is another storm element stone, and the chakras that this affects is all of the physical ones, which is, the 1st to the 7th, which is the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown chakra, as well as the 8th, which is the soul star. Now, cryolite is a sodium aluminum fluoride mineral with a hardness of 2.5 to 3 on a Mohs scale. Its crystal system is monoclinic. It's most naturally has been found on Greenland's west coast. This find was almost completely depleted as cryolite was utilized as a flux in aluminum smelting. It has been found associated with other minerals such as siderite, quartz, topaz, fluorite, chalcopyrite, galena, cassiterite, and a bunch of other stones. In addition to the major discovery in Greenland, it has also been found in Colorado in the United States, Quebec in Canada, and in Russia. Cryolite has a very low refractive index, similar to water, so that clear cryolite crystals will seem to disappear when immersed in water. So never cleanse cryolite with water. That's always a rule because you don't know which stones are going to dissolve in water. Selenite is another one. It's to cleanse them, I would use smoke, such as Palo Santo or sage. That's how I cleanse my crystals. Even when white cryolite specimens, such as those that appear transparent at the edges in water, that's when you know that it's not a good idea to even run them under the tap for a wee bit. Now, according to Robert Simmons, the energies of cryolite focus directly on the most needed component of human evolution at this time: the awakening of our awareness to the intelligence of the heart and the partnering of the most evolved areas of the brain with that intelligence. Cryolite powerfully stimulates the third eye, as well as the entire prefrontal cortex of the brain. It also stimulates the heart and the crown chakras, linking them with the third eye. So again, this is another stone that links heart, third eye, and crown chakras. It links with the third eye and it facilitates inner vision. Another great stone to enhance your channeling, your clair abilities, your psychic senses, and anything that you may want to connect with via meditation. Further, it opens the channels through which the holographic knowing of the heart and its language of silent understanding can be received and comprehended by the conscious mind. This opening brings one from confusion to certainty, from egoic self-seeking to love, generosity, and benevolence, from fear to trust, from control to surrender. And if this sounds a lot like magnesite, you're right, but it's a completely different stone. It's another great one to work with. It is the quintessential vibration of the new consciousness, which is sweeping quietly through humanity and which is destined to transform the world. And as divided as we are today, we unfortunately have to go through this. It is part of our evolution, and we will again come together through this type of transformation of new consciousness. Your initial experience of cryolite energies, especially when the stone is held to the third eye, can be one of intensely pulsating energies, moving first to the forehead, and then up to the crown, and then down to the heart. You may notice that the pulsation corresponds to your heartbeat. This is fitting, for cryolite amplifies and focuses the heart energies. It also switches on dormant capacities in the silent areas of the brain. The emotional tone generated by cryolite is one of peace and quiet joy. And who doesn't need that? The heart produces a torus-shaped electromagnetic field which is linked through quantum waves with all other such fields in the universe, from atoms to galaxies and beyond. Thus, through the heart, we are potentially able to directly know whatever we wish to know. Again, here we are seeking wisdom. And since the knowing of the heart reaches beyond space and time, we can potentially apprehend events from future through the mind and the heart connection. Cryolite works like a set of electrical cables to jumpstart this dormant but very real connection. When this has happened fully, one's frontal lobes are no longer silent, but are activated to fulfill their potential, bringing one from unconscious enslavement to conscious dominion over the realm of one's life is an interesting aspect of this stone. And this dominion can only occur through ongoing moment-to-moment surrender to the intelligence of the heart, which equals surrender to the ever-flowing intention of divine purpose. Yet this surrender is actually a release into liberation. So surrendering doesn't mean giving up. It's actually liberating yourself, giving yourself freedom. And as you realize that yourself and the divine purposes are one and the same, you will become more enhanced with bliss and joy. Cryolite is an excellent stone to use in combination with hollandite quartz, since both materials in different ways work to unlock one's true identity and to fill one's potential and purpose. We all want to know what our purpose is. Some of us already know and have passions. Some of us don't. So to find your soul's purpose is what this stone is very helpful for. Moldavite is ready and powerful ally for both of these. In addition, visionary stones such as phenakite, naturalite, scolasite, herderite, any of the azeztulites, and pedalite can aid in further activating the latent capacities of the higher brain. And pink pedalite connects the higher brain and the heart. So that's a great stone to wear in a necklace, just as a pendant around your heart chakra. The love energy emanated by cryolite is the transcendent vibration of divine love. It is somewhat above and beyond the individual human love most of us know. However, if you wish to work with stones which can aid in fusion of divine love and personal love, combining cryolite with heart stones such as rose sophia, morganite, and rose quartz can help. Now, according to Naisha Shan, cryolite is a storm element ally that assists one in developing strength of mind and development of spiritual maturity. Its energy is useful in helping you to act with integrity and honor in alignment with your spiritual truth. Cryolite is an excellent stone to use when you need to eradicate outmoded belief systems, particularly when those beliefs were quite ingrained and even cherished. For this reason, cryolite is a powerful ally in successfully navigating that powerful yet dreadful time-appropriated term, the dark night of the soul. When faced with taking difficult yet necessary actions required to realign your reality with your integrity and spiritual truth, cryolite will act as a supportive guide and a strict coach. It's a wonderful stone to use in meditation and learning because of its ability to clear the mind and enhance focus. It can be useful in eliminating negative thought patterns or internal dialogue. It acts as a mental purifier, helping to eliminate confusion and assisting you in making choices and decisions and taking important actions that may have been delayed due to fear or denial of responsibility. Now, spiritually, cryolite facilitates strength of mind, hardening of resolve, valor, purification of beliefs, and the dispelling of negative thought systems. It can help you in connecting with your spiritual conscience and acting from a place of alignment with divine will. It assists you in attracting the highest possible teachers and guides for the next step on your path. Emotionally, cryolite can help you in overcoming procrastination and indecision, rooting in denial of responsibility for one's life or actions. Right now, we all kind of feel procrastination and stuck. So this is a great stone to help get you out of that. It helps you perceive what needs to be done and what must be done, and assists you in finding the inner resources and resolve to just do it. Physically, cryolite's energy supports brain function, learning, and cognitive function. Its energy also helps to support bone density. Naisha Shan gives a great affirmation here. And again, these affirmations are wonderful if you're starting out in meditation and you don't know how to clear all the thoughts that are coming into your mind, positive or negative. And it is, I center myself as a non-judging witness upon the throne of my heart, and I commit myself to truth, trust, compassion, and love. I'll say that slower. I center myself as a non-judging witness. I center myself as a non-judging witness upon the throne of my heart. Upon the throne of my heart. And I commit myself to truth, trust, compassion, and love. Again, I center myself as the non-judging witness upon the throne of my heart. And I commit myself to truth, trust, compassion, and love. So, again, these stones enhance greatly the brain, the third eye, the crown, the upper chakras, and the soul star. They're definitely, I've had amazing experiences working with them. I've been in touch with my angels, my guides, learning who my guides are now, because our guides change as we get older and our circumstances change. And seeing, hearing, and feeling all of my clear senses, my psychic senses, and having an amazing meditation experience. Again, lay down, calm yourself down. Try and breathe in through your nose, hold it for 4 counts. Or if you feel more comfortable, breathe in through your mouth and hold it. Exhale for 4 counts and hold it. And then inhale again. So it's square breathing. It's 4 counts, 4 counts, 4 counts, 4 counts. When you're holding it, it's 4 counts. When you do this 3 times, it will help relax your body open up your mind and help these stones work with your energy to enhance your third eye and your crown chakra. Again, if you're interested, visit my website at psychicmediumnyc.com or go to the show's website at psychictodaywithjillroberts.com. Again, that's the show name.com. There you'll see show notes here with pictures of these stones, pictures from books, pictures of mine. Let's see what they look like. And until next time, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, stay safe, stay healthy, and be all that you can be.